Mama said live up to my name, but they jocking. They gon' try, go and take your face for the profit. They gon' lie, they gon' slip and slide, get beside you. They gon' try, we 100 deep like Verizon. In the trees with the bumblebees on horizon. And catching Z's, I've been in the V on road to Zion. Set they souls, I've been in that mode that I ain't buying.
Slaughter gang, then he ain't official. When that chopper sing, you really think that they gon' miss you. I spent $500,000 on dismissals. It's gonna be a hearse, not a verse if I dish you.
Hey, y'all. Now, this is probably not going to be the last Final Destination movie, but we did get a part 6. I'm hearing that they are in the works of testing out the idea of a Final Destination 7, but we'll see how that works. But for this movie, I went to see it in the theater. It was an enjoyable experience. I was in the Dolby Digital Theater, the one that has like the immaculate sound, and those death scenes hit a lot harder when the room vibrates. It's a lot different. Make you real paranoid after that. But welcome everyone. This is a Slice of Horror. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button and give us a subscribe if you are not already subscribed to the channel. If you have seen this movie already, drop down in the comments and let us know your thoughts on this Final Destination movie and how do you feel about it overall as its place in the franchise. I'm going to say that beginning scene put it in my probably my top 3 for me. So, but we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about this movie. This is a spoiler review. I have a non-spoiler review in the shorts area of the channel, but this one we are going to definitely spoil today. So if you hadn't seen the movie yet and you don't want to ruin it, but I mean, it's Final Destination. I mean, how much can you really spoil from the movie? Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, people going to die.
Yeah.
The premonitions is going to happen. You can't save everybody. When you mess with death, things get messy. Basic premise. Charles, how did you feel when you watched this last installment? Because it's been a while since we had a Final Destination movie.
Yeah, it was dope. It reminded me of how the series started. It had a good feel like for the tropes of the series, and just it utilized a lot of phobias, like that opening scene was a good, take on like acrophobia. And they had so many shots of her taking in just how high up they were. They kept reinforcing that over and over again from her perspective. And also the having that be a dream and not be a premonition, that also kind of threw a curveball in the usual way that they bring these stories about. But I just like how they kind of came back to their roots, because those last couple movies, it just seemed like contraptions to cause people to die. It really didn't seem like they was playing on your fears, because like that first movie, fear of flying, most people got that in the back of their mind. You know what I'm saying? Like even people who are comfortable flying are thinking the worst at times while you're on a plane. So like they came back to that. They brought that back, and I appreciated that. But I ain't like the ending.
Well, we're gonna get to the end of the movie. We are definitely gonna talk about again. We're gonna talk about this whole damn movie and the way that I will never look at a penny the same way again in my life. I bet you I won't pick one up off the ground no more. You can stay there, heads up or not.
Nah, you gotta get it if it's heads up.
I don't know. Because
how little bro got it was bad luck.
Penny gonna stay right where it's at. But y'all, we are going to get into it. Again, this is Final Destination Bloodlines. There have been 6 movies so far. Out of these 6, I want to say the most impactful opening for me, of course, was 2. Because if you are a millennial, you probably still afraid of log trucks to this day.
Oh my God.
And this movie knows that, and that's why they played on that too. That's why they had to show us some logs at the end. Because no matter what, the log trucks, I don't know. If I get behind it, I'm switching lanes.
it's weird to me that people develop that fear from that movie, because I grew up having that fear because my mom my mom had a teacher who actually had an accident with the log truck and passed away. So, like, this was a story that I grew up hearing. So my mom was super paranoid of log trucks on the road, and being a little kid riding with your mom, that kind of rubs off. So I've been had the fear of log trucks, and then just to see everybody, like, there was like a cultural thing that this thing started, but I already had that.
Yeah, it kind of did that for us. I mean, not that I could, the first movie is definitely my favorite, and I love Devin Sawa for that. That Final Destination, like, kind of like just changed the game of like, there's not a person, a slasher or monster after you. It's just like random accidents that occur, and it's like you can't always just predict what kind of accident is gonna come or know when it's gonna happen when it's just everyday things and random stuff is happening. That movie, like, it really set a new standard on what can instill fear. But that second movie with them, with that whole wreck and them log trucks, did some damage on that road.
I
Now, what
mean,
actually I did not, and I like the openings of all of them, by the way. Like, I like all the openings. Part three with the what was they was at the amusement
roller
park,
coaster, yeah.
and four they was at the racetrack,
The
and
racetrack was kind of weird. I mean, this when they got like real slapstickish, like.
yeah, it was a lot happening with that. And for some reason, I don't know how I missed the opening of the fifth movie. Like, I've seen the fifth movie several times because I know, because it's got Courtney B. Vance in it. But for some reason, I don't know how you always know, I know the black people that's in that movie.
Yeah, like
I missed the opening scene, but that bridge was pretty. That was something too, though.
yeah, the
That,
bridge.
that wasn't no small thing. So all the opening scenes are a lot, and I enjoy how they opened the movies, and they've not repeated anything as of yet, uh, but it was something about that second movie that just made us just fear the terrors of the one thing happened, and it's horrible. And this movie got us right into that. But what they did with this Bloodlines is they set up a story to actually make us care about the characters first, because I don't think and an opening credit I actually cared about anybody, but I feel like I cared about this story. Like, we were following this couple, and then we find out she's pregnant, and then her man, proposes to her. He wanted to take her to this nice fancy restaurant. Okay, they in there partying, singing, shout and whatnot. I was just like, okay, y'all fancy this music. It kind of hitting a little bit, kind of bob your head just a little bit, a little bit
Yeah,
something
nothing
now.
but
Like,
black people singing. All all the black people were on stage.
exactly, as an entertainment. I don't know. This show it's kind of lit a little bit, but it
But
made us kind of care, and especially when we saw that there was a little boy in there, and it's
I
just like
knew I
it's
knew who
like
that was
I
instantly, man.
win. It
I
took
knew
me,
who that was.
yeah. Apparently, I'm slow. It took me a minute to figure out who what. It took me halfway through the movie, and I was there with my sister, and like halfway through the movie, suddenly I was like, "Oh, I know who the little boy is." It hit me. It was like a delayed reaction. That I was just like, "Oh, I get it now." And then I was just like, okay, now I see how it's going to connect. But this movie kind of made you care, and they set us up with a story, because at the beginning you always know, you're like, these people gonna die. I don't care about them, and they usually start off with like these kids who are like seem like a bunch of jerks and teen angst and idiots, and I just like, I don't care what happens to y'all at this point. It doesn't even matter. But for some reason, I was invested in their story for a little bit. I wanted Iris to be okay and get everybody out.
Yeah,
Um, and we're glad that she did, because if she would not have, man,
that shit
no
was
way to
bad.
go for everybody.
It was bad. It was so bad.
Y'all, this was terrible how it went down. And then it's like, it's one of those that there was no way out, because how are you going to escape and you're way up there?
Yeah, man. Like, there's no way down. It's just no way
Exactly.
down after.
Because at this point, the elevators are not working and all of that good stuff. Elevators not working.
The elevator
Um,
crew got smashed. You know, well,
mhm.
Buddy got sliced in half trying to get on, but that shit went free falling to the ground. The whole elevator.
With no staircase. Exactly. Like it would. There's no way to
That
escape it.
little
Like you're
punk
just up
ass
here.
kid made it to the staircase because you know that they went down the staircase and it kind of like opened up and people fell out, but the kid had already crossed the area that had opened up.
And they got his ass too. And I said, good,
Bruh, they got
good.
that
Get
little kid
him.
went out bad.
I'll get him. Get him. He did go out bad, but he the one. Ain't no, why are you tossing cone? And then he had a little attitude problem and everything. So I
And
was
he
just like, oh.
started it. He had pulled the coin out of the fountain. It's bad luck to pull a coin out of a
And then they told you don't throw it off the thing, and he wanted to do it anyway. And so don't listen, all of this stuff. And then it wasn't, they ain't build it, the foundation and the structure wasn't where it needed to be. Y'all up here jumping all around, dancing and whatnot,
No,
breaking glass.
the elevator dude said it was finished 3 months early.
Yeah. And y'all did you pass the test to make sure everything was working? They wanted their little money. They said 3 months early, we can go ahead and start making a profit.
But
Right
like
here.
the way Iris was looking around and everything, like I said, like it played on your fear of heights. And it just reminded me of like when I was a kid going to a theme park to get on some huge freaking ride. I'm looking at everything. Like you muted, you muted, you muted.
I've never been on a roller coaster with my eyes open because I am afraid of heights. So if I'm on, actually, I haven't been on one in a few years, because the last time I did, I was like definitely scared. I will never get on arachnophobia again in my life, or acrophobia. That's the one that's up there. When I seen that, I said, "Ain't no way." And after watching this movie, I'm not going to no Sky Needle restaurant. I'm not doing. If there's no way out. If something happens, how do you survive?
I was in one of them at Carowin in I think it's North Carolina, South Carolina, one of the Carolinas, the theme park. They had one of those things. I was mad young, but I remember that.
I don't want to do it. I learned my lesson. Six Flags got the acrophobia uh roller coaster that takes you
No,
just up and drops you straight down.
drop
By the
tower.
time we got up there, I was like asking, like, can I get down? Like, is there any way to get me back down without doing the
Yeah,
whole thing?
you're about to go back there.
I needed another way. Because I felt like they got you up there, and then they felt like they linked you a little forward. And for some reason, I don't always feel like they strapped me in like I'm supposed to. So it was like room. I felt like I was gonna fall out through the bottom.
Oh my
Apparently, I
god.
watched too many of these movies. I thought I was just gonna slip and slide through the bottom. I was crying.
Yeah, but acrophobia got that. They got that middle flap, the little belt, because a lot of them don't have that. They got that, so you in there. Only way you coming out of there, that whole thing comes down, like this thing did.
More things I don't need to know, which I won't be on another one, because this was too much of a. There's no way out of here. You can't get out of there, and everybody they burn it. Of all the stuff that was going on inside of the thing, we didn't even need all that because nobody was getting out anyway.
Man, that lady, that
Y'all
old
was
lady
so
that got
sad.
set on fire, she caused the rest of the fire by not
Stop,
dropping,
dropping, and
and
rolling. I'm like,
That's
why is
all.
she running on flames? Why are you running? What is happening here? I'm like, did they not have stop, drop, and roll in the 60s? Because she's running with the flames on her back. Lady, get down on the ground and roll around. At least.
And she was setting everything on fire.
And for what? Yeah, it was a lot happening in a place that's just like, even if y'all survive in there, when it falls to the ground, everybody's gonna die anyway.
Yeah, I know no other way to get down.
Like, that's it. It's just once it's on fire, everything is toppling over. Everybody's gonna die.
And
That was a no way out situation.
her fiance, he had, man, the fact that he held on and he was holding on the glass, like, oh my God. Bruh.
Yeah.
And he didn't even let go. The glass broke.
Yeah. I said, well, but see, she did a smart thing though. She ain't standing there crying over him. She said, I got to get the hell out of here. I got to get I got to find a way out. She ain't stay there long. She was trying to find a way out. Unfortunately, there wasn't none. But what they also did unique with this movie, like Charles was saying earlier, is that once the little vision was over with, we didn't end it with Iris. We ended it with her grandchild, Stephanie, who has been being plagued for the past couple of months with this same premonition dream over and over and over that she can't even focus at school. And her roommate is just like, you're going to have to take your ass home.
Because she does keep waking her up with the same dream, which is a dream of a premonition. But like she's only getting that because of like her grandma's health status. It's wild. Like who's the one question that this movie didn't answer and no movie ever answers is like, what is giving them the premonitions and stuff? Like, if death has a design, you having the ability to see the matrix, to see the design, is opposed to what death is trying to do. So it can't be death itself giving them these visions unless they just want to have fun and see how far they can take this.
That would like to kind of explain like how that happens and how that occurs or whatever. Is it like some people is it gifted? Is it like a shift in the dimensional planes or whatever that some people get? That is like there's something that changes or happens, or was there like a design made before then and maybe somebody is permitted? Like how are we able to translate with that whole thing to where where is it decided that y'all can get like a little bit of a heads up ahead of time? Not that many of y'all have survived it because death is gonna come, but somehow we get a little bit of insight into how that happens. Drop down in the comments section, by the way, and let me know, have any of you all ever had like a deja vu or saw something in a dream and it actually like happened? Because we know that stuff like this is not just movie related, but things that people do see things that happen, or feel like something is about to happen, or see something that they've seen before. Now, it might not be to this extreme to where heads is rolling and pianos or whatever is falling on children and whatnot, and the log truck. Well, apparently that do happen, but maybe not to this extreme, but to some level something like that has occurred. Let us know if you've ever had that experience before. I know I've seen things in dreams before, not like a whole scenario was about to happen, but like, oh, I've seen that before. Oh, this has happened before, or oh, I feel like this looks familiar, or I get it now. Stuff starts to make sense. But before we go on, with this movie and Steph getting back home, because her roommate's like, take your ass home and go talk to your talk to your family, because I can't go to sleep. You can't go to sleep. This is irritating. Before we get to that, y'all, so we got a pizza recommendation, okay?
Oh, we do?
Yeah, you got a pizza recommendation. See, I don't be leaving y'all hanging sometimes, but this time we got a good pizza recommendation. So I'm gonna let Charles tell y'all about a pizza spot that you guys should probably check out.
Anybody here order a pizza?
Charlie! Pizza!
Woo-hoo! It dices, it slices, and yet makes French fries in 3 different.
So what we got here is Italianos, spelled EAT, Alianos. It's in Atlanta, GA. Dope little spot, great pizza, great dough. The best pizza dough that I've had in freaking years. And I'm a pizza snob, so please take it from me. I don't know if they make this dough fresh at the spot or whatnot. I mean, it looks like it, but it also tastes like it. I highly recommend Italianos. You know what I'm saying? top tier pizza. I only get pepperoni though. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know about all the other stuff in there, but pepperoni, extra cheese, always busted. Can't go wrong. Italianos.
And where is this place at?
It's in Atlanta, man. It's Atlanta, GA. I think all the stuff is on the box.
Okay, okay. Because y'all know how I feel about the pizza recommendations. And if it's good, I always let y'all know. Go check it out. But getting back into this movie. So Steph goes home. Her dad don't want to talk about her grandma. We figure out that her mother left them, when she was like 10, 19 years old.
Yeah,
Her mom just got the hell up out of there. She's like, deuces, F them kids. So she goes over to her uncle's house. They don't want to talk about grandma. I'm like, what is this? We don't talk about Bruno? Don't nobody want to say nothing? They were treating grandma like Bruno. Like, no, we don't say nothing. Auntie says, look, go in this go in this drawer and you'll get a little bit of information. She finds the address to her grandmother and like, okay, and immediately we don't waste no time. She's just like, I'm about to go talk to her because something is going on. Everybody keeping secrets, so nobody want to say nothing about what's going on because the grandmother, after her husband passed, she started to get like hyper fixated with saving everybody. Then they didn't understand why, but they said she was going through extreme measures that the state had to take the kids away from her. So grandma has been locked in to this place for years now, trying to keep death at bay. Kind of sort of like what Clear did in Final Destination 2 when she locked herself away at like the mental hospital. It's just like, it can't get me here.
yeah, but she played the long game.
Yeah,
Iris played the long game.
exactly. And the Iris had a whole book of stuff. Iris said, look, I got all the information that you need right here.
Man,
Do with this what you will.
she was a survivalist savant when it came to like beating death. Like when first off, her place didn't seem death proof. It seemed like it was inviting death. But by putting all the dangerous stuff in close proximity, it allowed her to see death's movements, like see it working against her. And she was hyper vigilant. So like when they was talking in her room and death, the freaking magnifying glass had moved to the sun and was beaming on that piece of rope, and she saw that shit. It was a game to her. She was so good, like she was so good that she let death kill her to prove a point. But
Correct. I was just going to say that. Like she knew it was about to happen, but she could have dodged it, but she said this is the only way that they're going to know.
yeah, nah, but I dig that. But at the same time, that felt like overall that felt like Death's design. Like Death couldn't get her out here, so it sends her granddaughter to lure her out. Even though it was voluntary, it's still what Death was trying to do.
Because in the end, death wins.
Yeah,
And even after Granny end up at the funeral, y'all still wasn't listening. But lo and behold, Grandma's funeral, guess who shows up? Bomb after all these years. And then she ain't even show up and apologize to nobody. She ain't say, hey, she didn't even have on all her black for the funeral and stuff. She just come out her little mobile trailer.
yeah, boy,
And and Steph is like, what the hell?
yeah,
Really? Everybody like, especially her brother, Steph's uncle, is like, oh, look at my sister. How you doing, girl? And Steph, what? And her dad is pissed too. Because he's like, how dare you leave me to raise these kids by myself? Like, I wasn't trying to be no single father, and you living good, rolling around and traveling and whatnot.
her,
And don't call, you don't text, you don't email, like nothing. Then you want to just pop up all of a sudden. Wasn't even
yeah.
dressed properly for the funeral. So they were mad. Steph and her dad, they were both mad. The brother even was inviting, like, "Oh, it's mom here," and they both, huh?
Yeah, and then her little brother kind of accused her of acting like their mom by not keeping in touch and whatnot in college. Like, how long has she been in college? Because it felt like it feels like, I mean, is she a senior now? Because bro seemed like they mad estranged.
Yeah, the brother and the cousin were saying that, like, once
Yeah,
you
all the
left,
cousins and like, yeah, what the hell you been?
like once you left, and her brother was he checked her, like, ain't that the pot calling the kettle black? Like, you talk about her that she left, you got your ass up out of here too. Like, when she came home, when nobody even trying to talk to her no more. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, now you want to say something? Like, you don't call, you don't text either. When the last cookout you came to?
Yeah, I didn't get that. I don't understand why. I don't know. College ain't that deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's easy enough to go home. She clearly drove home, so she could have stopped by a couple of times.
That's I'm just like, dang, how bad did you cut everybody off when you went to school? Because the way I'm seeing it is maybe that she probably didn't look at it so much as her distancing herself from them, but her trying to create a new life for her outside of her childhood trauma.
Yeah, I kind of get that. And then have those dreams bring her back.
Bring her right on back to the very thing that she was trying to escape from, and which you would have thought that would have gave her more insight onto why her mom left, but no, she was still holding on to that trauma. But since mom is in town, uncle said, let's go ahead and throw this barbecue. Let's get the family together. We, that's how families do anyway. Don't nobody want to get together till somebody die. Well, since we have everybody here, let's not throw something on the grill. Okay. Uncle was cool. He had on his little hoochie daddy shorts and everything. It was a little
He
tight.
was cool.
He was always in a good mood, ready to party. The kids was like, come on, show us that trick that you do on the trampoline. No, he should have took his old ass over there on that damn trampoline in the first place. Mr. Fun Guy. And oh my gosh, that whole cookout barbecue scene had me stressed.
Oh man,
I don't know about y'all. I was so stressed.
It's like, oh my god, like they're so casual out there. We the audience is seeing this shit. What is it called? What is it, Rube Goldberg or something? What's the little mechanism, the machine when you make a ball go and they hit a cup and it hits this thing and it goes hits that thing. You know what I'm talking about? We see the cartoons all the time.
I know what you're talking about. I don't know the name of it. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
like one thing set off and then just like a chain of events happened after that, like a domino effect. And we're seeing this like nervous as hell, and they just having them a good old time, drinking and whatnot, food sizzling, got the grill going, fire sparked up.
Yeah.
Before we talk about what actually happened, what did you think was going to happen, Charles? Because in my mind, that ice was gonna get that glass was gonna get ground up in that ice, and they was gonna have shards in their throat. But that's what I thought was gonna happen.
I knew he was gonna step on the glass because they spoiled it in the trailer. In one of the trailers.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I did not watch any.
But in the trailer, how that scene plays out is totally different. The trailer has a lot of misdirections that really didn't happen in the movie. They just like get extra footage and shit. But so I didn't know exactly how he was gonna die, but I knew it was coming for him. But because I think the rake played a different role in the trailer, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so from what I saw, I knew he was gonna die. I just didn't know how exactly. But that freaking lawnmower, man, like what the fuck? Like what lawnmower is electric that starts with a push button?
That's something I did not see happening with all of the things that I thought was about to occur with that backyard barbecue. I thought somebody was gonna bounce off of something with the trampoline, and I did not see him having a slip and fall in the
Lawnmower ate his face.
I said, this is too much. This is about to be a closed casket. And then we're right back to
Oh
another.
my god! Like, and then my thing is like, okay, you had 2 funerals in like 48 hours.
And now Iris is like, oh, I mean, Steph is like, okay, Iris wasn't playing. Like, this shit real. And she's trying to get, and she got her family together and it's like, okay, did y'all not see? We done been to funerals back to back. We need to be careful out here in these streets. And at the time, they was not trying to hear it. And see, let me tell y'all something. This is one thing, and I'm bringing back the Sinners. This is one thing I liked about Sinners is because when they said this is what's going down, everybody listened. There was no skeptics except for the vampires that was trying to persuade them that it wasn't. But when Annie said this is what we dealing with, this is what we got to do, they said, all right, bet. Then you get and jump into these movies where I don't think that that's what's happening, and I don't nobody want to hear all that. You're full of crap. I don't think that's what it is. I don't nobody want to talk to you. You don't even be here. You don't even go here.
Bobby believed her. Bobby
was looking at that chart, was like, oh,
hell yeah, like
what's going on?
So, oh wait, and then he realized he was third. He was like, yo, wait, I think we need to hear her out, man. Like,
but I would have pulled her to the side and be like, I don't care what they say. What you think we should do? What you think we should do here? But she tried to tell everybody, and that's the horror movie trope is, the skeptics of the movie. We're not gonna believe what anyone is saying. We don't want to hear it. And more deaths are gonna occur because of lack of comprehension.
But see, that's why I like part 2. Like this Bloodlines has probably my favorite cast because of just how interconnected they all were. Their family. And like just the storylines they individually had, like they were kind of compelling. They made they were whole characters. A lot of times in these movies, these people are just fodder for us to see get killed in crazy ways. But part 2 has my second favorite cast, and it's because it takes like 3 deaths, and then they're all on board. Like they were all in the same car together trying to find that lady who was pregnant. Like they were all on board. This one, it took till it was like 3 of them left, but them to all be on board. It was like, bro, what the hell?
But I did like that it was all with this family, so we didn't have to go track down everybody. Like, I'm just gonna go over to my aunt's house, or I'm just gonna go home. Like, we know where everybody is in the family, that we ain't got to go over here, go over there, or try to figure out where people are. But she did the right thing, and she tried, but skepticism, and at this point in time, they wasn't feeling her no way, so they really weren't trying to hear it.
It was a lot of grief going on. It was a lot of grief going on even before the deaths. Like, this family was estranged, and on top of that, her auntie was banging the neighbor or somebody.
Which leads us here, because we had a bit of a misdirect here, because we thought old boy was gone for a second. First of all, I'm like, if your septum piercing is having you hanging, pull the shit out. Pull it, take it out.
Yeah. I mean, he was trying to undo it, but like my thing, what he could have done, because that fan wasn't moving fast, he could have just walked in circles with the fan while he was taking that shit out. Like, bro was tripping, bro. Like, he was not thinking at all. If he was actually next, he would have died.
Yes. And we find out, when they try to figure out, like, well, like, you was hanging from the ceiling fan, and the tattoo parlor got set on fire, but you walked out unscathed. Come to find out, Moms was just like, oh, well, I mean, well, he dead now, so I might as well go ahead and say that ain't your real dad. And this man over here grieving at we're listening to his sad playlist
Oh my God.
over a man that wasn't even his real
But
dad.
like, because the mom didn't say nothing at first, her daughter gets killed. Because she's the real oldest sibling.
Exactly. And so they're like, they meet up with cousin, and they're like, okay, well, if it ain't you next, then because if it ain't, and they're just like, we don't know what's happening because they're trying to figure this whole situation out. And she's just and then again, they're still being skeptic because he's just like, I made it. And at this time, before they went and talked to his mom, he's like, I'm fine. He's just like, stay away from this truck, stay away from these kids playing with with these kickballs out here. Like, you need to like really like move back. And they're like, what is gonna happen? Like, the truck is on the side of is on the road, the kids are in their yard. What
we're
could
still
possibly
thinking
go
it's
wrong?
him next. We're still thinking it's him next. Because we don't know that he's not related to them. So that whole entire time, everything she said happened, but it happened to the daughter because she was actually next.
And let me tell y'all, the way that they had this is good cinematography, because the way that they had her scaled is that the three of them were more forward and she was in the back, blocked on the screen. And the way that ball hit her upside the head is she fell over into the dump truck. It was almost like you taking a doll and turn it over. Like, I'm like, she didn't even put it's like it hit her upside the head and immediately fell over.
Yeah, she got hit hard as hell. And like, my thing is, most of this movie is played straight. It's played as a horror movie. But that scene was pure comedy.
Yes, it was
Hilarious.
hilarious. And the fact that they're running behind the dump truck and Buddy listening to the radio. Okay, he had his music on blast, like you couldn't tell him nothing. Okay, this is probably why he like his job. He be in there. He's like, all I got to do is pick up these trash real quick, like, and had a radio blast. He was in that good air conditioning. The windows was rolled up. He ain't here. He ain't here and see nothing.
And so they got crushed in the damn garbage truck. Are you kidding me?
The fact that she pulled that it had to be her cousin to pull up an arm afterwards. This was pure comedy. I'm sorry, that definitely made me laugh though, because I was just like, what in the entire hell?
It was messed up, but it was funny as shit.
It was. But after that, now y'all want to listen. Let's go back to the flow chart now. Now we want to break it down, okay? Because Aunt Brenda ain't part of the bloodline. Mr. Lewis ain't part of the bloodline. It's got to get to the older brother first, which is probably who Iris was pregnant with when she was at the little Skyview restaurant. Eric ain't he ain't a real sibling.
Yeah. Eric is the he said, I forgot the dude's name, but he said that's the reason why he wanted to play catch. That was so messed up.
Be like, so he knew, but your dad didn't know. So him and your mom knew that you wasn't Uncle Howard. But I don't blame him. Uncle Howard was cool as hell.
Bruh.
Uncle Howard was cool. So we're like, okay, who's next? We done knocked off Julia. Bobby and his damn peanut allergy is next.
Yeah, and Bobby, man, I like Bobby, man.
Bobby's like, fuck all that. Bobby said, y'all work out these problems later, okay? Clearly, we need to go to therapy as a family, but right now, we have a more pertinent issue. I'm next. Y'all can work out y'all issues with old girl later. Auntie, I know she ain't been here, but at this point, I don't care about none of that. Y'all need to help me. Help me. It's me on list. Help me. Y'all are not listening to me. What do we got to do? Because Auntie already almost took him out with them damn peanut butter cookies. There's like, help me. And that's when Eric is like, I guess I have to go with y'all to the hospital because Y'all was trying to kill him anyway. I got to protect my brother. At least y'all
yeah,
already almost
peanut
killed
butter
him.
on her camper.
Exactly. Y'all was trying to take your boy out of there real quick and fast. So they end up going to the hospital because in the files that Iris kept, she had the name like JB in it because she'd been connecting with JB throughout the years, trying to escape death. And so we figure out, I'm not even sure if we knew his name in the other movies, but his name was JB William.
Yeah, I knew it was Bloodworth. I just didn't
Yep.
know. Yeah, Jimmy William.
Mhm. William Bloodworth. This has been a long time friend of hers, and he even said, like, I helped to set up her household so that she could, survive in that little cabin by herself. Like we've been known what was up for a long time. And so they go and talk to him, like, what is it that we can do? He said it's only two things that you could do. Either you can you gonna have to take somebody's life, or you're gonna have to die and come back. Like that's it. That's what you got. And while they're in the hospital, they just devised a plan to say, if we go ahead and maybe just like trigger Bobby's allergy, since he's already at the hospital, they can kind of
Gay,
resuscitate
Gay
him.
didn't do that. Dumbass older brother did.
That was the plan. Okay, I didn't think this was a smart plan because then they take their asses over there to where they have the MRI machine. And who thought of this? There's already people scared of MRIs as is, but they turned up the magnetic abilities on it. Did the thing pull him with the wheelchair into the MRI
Yeah,
bit backwards?
it pulled Eric because Eric was trying because Bloodworth told them that if you try to interfere with death, there could be unforeseen consequences. Because they were pretty much like, well, why don't we just do the whole flatline comeback thing? And bro was like, there's a lot that can go wrong with that. And then we saw what that meant because Eric got killed and he wasn't even on the list, but he got killed
Because he was in the
trying to.
way. You was in the way.
Yeah, he was. And not only did it kill him, but the situation still led to Bobby's death. So it was like death be playing with the rules, man, because it utilized Eric to kill Bobby.
Well, yeah, yep. And Bobby almost made it. Bobby made it to his EpiPen, and
Yeah, he needed to get up out of that room. Like, are you kidding me? I would have never still been in there. You're in there with the thing that's pulling everything in there with you. And like, come on, man. Death is out to get you, and you're the next one on the list.
exactly.
And he just stands there.
I mean, well, at least he got to eat a little Reese cup before he went.
He did. He told his brother, "I'm not gonna die on no unsalted peanuts." This shit.
My man's went and got him a Reese cup for the end. And at this point, that family is gone now.
Yep.
Minus the auntie that ain't in the bloodline. That family, they're done for. Which means next up, we swinging it right on back to
Darlene.
Darlene and Steph, and then the baby brother. Now, again, when you mess with death, death messes back. The mom says, you know what? Maybe my mom wasn't that crazy after all, and maybe she did all of that. She stayed in this place because as long as death couldn't get her, it can't get us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go and take her place, and then y'all will be safe. That's the new plan. Before we get to how we wrap things up with that, I want to swing it back to Tony Todd. I'm doing some research with this movie. If you all haven't saw yet, they kind of let him freestyle with his lines in his final scenes, and they pretty much said, "What would you like to tell the audience? What do you want to tell your fans?" And so his thing was, when he was talking about, live life to the fullest, you never know when it's going to be your last day, enjoy your loved ones, all of that. That wasn't like he did that. That was him like speaking to the audience because of course he is like way smaller than what we know him to be because he had stomach cancer at the time. That's why this is his last movie. So he knew in real life death was coming for him. And at the same time, his character in the movie would have been the last one on the list as well. So he's like, this is the last family. If they go, it's me. It's on me anyway. So if these idiots don't survive, it's gonna come to me anyway.
And he was sick in the movie too.
Yes. So it kind of did like a whole where like, TV meets reality kind of thing there.
You know what it reminded me of? Freaking when Michael Jordan retired the first time, then they did Space Jam, and then he came back, and Space Jam was like Michael Jordan left and played with the Looney Tunes and got the love of basketball back and came back for real.
Right. I didn't even think about that, but yes, when TV meets reality, that whole sort of thing, because he was having this whole existential crisis about basketball, this whole Space Jam movie, like maybe I do need to go back to the game where I don't play ball anymore, maybe that whole thing. So sometimes art imitates life imitates art, that whole thing. But jumping back into this, so they said let's go ahead to the cabin. By the way, not realizing the cabin was a whole death trap in itself.
Death trap, yeah.
How y'all even get in there and be safe? And plus, if y'all ain't got the book and the knowledge like Iris to survive in there, it wasn't gonna work because you don't know what she had to do to survive in there.
Yeah, because she was. I mean, like I said, she put the dangerous stuff in close proximity so she could see everything. So she could see like she's giving death options, and she knows all the options, and therefore she's one step ahead of death. And like, if you're not on your game, if you're not looking into the universe, like Iris is the one who should be in there. Because I mean, she studied the book, and she was saying how the book was kind of like mathematics, and I'm guessing because she was in physics or whatnot, that math is one of her things, and she kind of broke it down like scholastically. So she was probably the best to be in there. She should have been in there with her mom at the same time, if you ask me. But the problem was making it to the door.
Exactly. They ain't even make it to the damn door.
Oh my
to
God.
get in there without all of this
kind
stuff.
of was like, yo, yeah. I gotta stop them before they get in there.
And y'all, it's like y'all went to death's doorstep. Y'all know when people have dreams and Nightmare on Elm Street and they go straight to Freddy's house and y'all trying to survive. Y'all went to his house. Like he's like, welcome to my world, bitch. Like once you get here, really? I run this. He said, I run it here. Death was just like, oh, cool. That's fine. We got it. And of course, mom does not make it. And Iris is drowning. Charlie left. He can't. Mom is just like, no, go save your sister. That's it for me. He got this, and his only choice was you got to go ahead and try to save your sister, save Steph, or all three of y'all gonna go at this.
You next.
Like, bro, it's gonna be this that fast. That house was like, I've been waiting on y'all. Oh, Iris gone. That's cool because we've been waiting on her and y'all. That's what you got because we here. But he pulls Steph out of the water and thinks that he's resuscitating her from drowning and, make it all the way to the damn prom. Dressed up and everything with his little girlfriend and the prom date. We make it back to these damn train tracks and that damn car from the 60s. And where the damn log truck come from?
Where the freaking like what's up with this damn penny, man?
Y'all, this damn penny. When I tell y'all, I'm telling y'all, I will not leave. I will leave them shits on the ground. I don't want it. because the penny at the beginning of the movie rolling around the damn Sky restaurant. Then this old lady at the hospital find the damn penny on the ground, rolling around, pick that shit up, come down to the neighborhood to buy with some lemonade or some shit. The damn penny just rolling around all again. Pennies are supposed to be lucky. This penny was the most unluckiest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
Penny, what did it get to the train? This penny was out here doing damn damage. 1 cent worth of a coin. Rocking and rolling.
Was this whole penny thing supposed to be like a callback to part 3 with the pictures? Because you remember they did the Abraham Lincoln picture and it was like a line going through his head when he got shot at.
It could have been. I ain't think about that, but could have been.
Because I was wondering, like, what's the symbolism with this penny? Because the penny began the movie, and the penny ended the movie.
It did. I'm not messing around with no damn pennies. And I guess it was also kind of to symbolize, like, in some shape, form, or fashion, coins can be seen as good luck, and that people usually look at them as a symbol of luck. But in this case, this damn penny didn't bring nothing but death and destruction right to their doorstep. And we get to the point where we're meeting Charlie's prom date's father, who was a doctor. And, Steph was like, yeah, this is my brother. He helped me live and everything. He brought me back to life, resuscitated me. And the doctor was like, are you sure about that?
Yeah, the doctor was like, nah, he got you back breathing. He got the water out of your lungs, but you ain't never flatlined. Like, you're going to need a jolt of electricity to bring that back. Or a good punch to the stomach, a punch to the heart.
And next thing you know, this damn train come out of nowhere.
And like, how many people, like, were they, like, when death makes these designs, is it like, okay, well, it's going to be a train crash today at 5 a.m. I got to make sure that these 2 people that I missed last time are there. Like, is it like that? Because there's a lot of collateral damage. From our perspective, it's like, oh, it went after 2 people, but it killed half the block. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and we had a train, a penny, and a log truck, and did all of this damn, and it got both of them at the same time. Like, we said, you know what? Ain't no wasting time. Let's go ahead and knock out. We're gonna kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
And I'll never understand they call it the Prometheus school of running away from things. Like, the girl from Prometheus, she was running from the ship that was falling down. She ran in a straight line instead of freaking left or right. They did the same thing.
Zigzag. Run zigzag. Y'all don't ever think to run zigzag. But then again, the way people be tripping and falling in these movies, they'll run zigzag.
And she tripped and fell. She fell.
Exactly. It's always somebody that's
why they stopped running. They stopped running because she fell. If oh my God, the end of the movie was trash to me though, because first off, it was just too big of an incident. Like, you took out half the neighborhood, and how they got to it, like how it happened. I'm like, all right, derailments happen all the time, but bro, not like that. That shit looked like some Avengers shit. That was
exactly. This was a lot for a damn accident. And that damn penny,
yeah, a lot. Man. Like, all the other accidents, like, everything seemed natural. The MRI machine was over the top, and it was very circumstantial because bro had to break the glass a little bit for the thing to come out of the vending machine and kill other bro, like, prior to everything happening. So, it was kind of contrived, but this was too much, man. I was like, come on, you just took me out of the movie. At the end of the movie, you could kill him. I would have rather like a freaking house explosion. That happens, you got gas lines. That would have been cooler than this fucking train shit.
What is happening here? And what they didn't show us is sometimes we get at the end of the movie is to see if this is another premonition or not. So a lot of people were having a question was this the end of this bloodline here? Like, was this it? Or are we going to see somebody else waking up into a premonition the next time?
Yeah, I think this was it, but I mean, I there's a lot of potential with this movie. There's a lot of potential for prequels, period pieces. Because seeing Final Destination, not really a period piece, but seeing Final Destination back in what, the 40s, the 30s, 40s. When was that shit in the sky? It was way back. When did the song "Shout" come out?
Oh, this was 1968 is when
60s. That
mhm.
was in the 60s. Why her grandma look so old? Like, she should be the same age as my mom.
That's because black don't crack.
Black does not crack. Yeah. So that was in the 60s. Yeah, like, come on, man. Give me the 70s and the 80s. And the 90s. I could dig that. Final Destination Generations, something like that. Because all those people had to die. Like from the Sky Tower.
Mm-hmm.
Say to everybody, like Blood, where's mom? Like everybody had to die. They had to die in
And that was a
crazy.
lot of people that
A
was
lot
there.
of
Like
people. It was
Iris saved
100 and something.
everybody that day.
It was 100 and something. She said the number of people, 120 something like that. So yeah, that's a lot of potential with just that perspective. But yeah, I'm cool with the family bloodline ending. I just didn't like how they did it. Like all the other kills were dope. This last kill was what the fuck? What in the what in the Acme?
What in the Wiley Coyote? Wiley Coyote with the heli, with the heliar, with the
Like,
heliante.
bruh, yeah, that was whack. But other than that, I liked the movie. I was good until the end. I was like,
I did. This was all the Final Destination movies. On some level, they do be a little silly, but these are movies that you watch on and have for fun, and then make you paranoid. Because let me tell you, I was so paranoid leaving this damn movie. I'm over here looking out for everything. Like, God damn. Let me see. Oh, what was that? Who said something? Why that's in the way? Don't do that.
yeah, man.
This make you real paranoid. But y'all know at the very end, we got to give our overall rating. If you stayed a few minutes for the end of the movie, like I did, because I'm always weary of, if there are any after credits or anything special. But they had this in memory of Tony Todd, like after the little scenes at the for the after credits. Like this was like one of the final scenes before they did like the real actual credit roll, which I thought was really nice that they did this, because he was I think he was in all of them except for
And
3 and
three,
4.
he
I
was
don't
the
think.
voice of the ride in 3.
Oh, okay.
I
And
think
I
he
don't
was
think
a
we've seen him.
voice in number 4 too, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay, because I know those. I didn't see him in those, but he was definitely in um 1, 2, and 5. And I like how 5 was a wraparound to the first one. But for me, I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. This movie was very, very entertaining for me. I had a good time watching it. This is one of those movies that you can watch like in a group of friends to like laugh with and talk about. Like this is a fun social horror movie, as all the Final Destination movies are. I wish that, because I heard like all of the names on there were not connected to any of the people from the other movies, and I wish it were. Like all of the names from the families from that the Skyview restaurant. I wish that they would have been the kids that we seen in all the other Final Destination movies. But uh, I think somebody said like they researched it and none of the names or anything connect. I wish that I would, and I wish that at the end they would have told us whether this whole bloodline died out or was this like another premonition that was happening. But that's me. Charles, what about you? What was your overall rating?
Yeah, I give it a 3.5 because it was fun and I like the characters for a change. Like I said,
Yeah.
there's only been 2 movies where I actually liked the crew, and it was this one and part 2. Because part 1 they all dickheads except Sour and
Clear.
Clear, yeah.
Hmm.
And Part 3, they're all dickheads.
Yes, they are. I ain't like nobody in part 3. All of them was getting on my nerves, especially the black dude in that movie when he
Oh
was
my God.
in the gym. He's like,
Ain't his name
"Fuck
Texas
death,
Battle?
fuck
Ain't
death."
his real name? Ain't his real name Texas Battle or something like that? He got a real weird name.
No,
I heard he's mad. He's mad involved in the black community though.
oh, I can't think. I know what his name is. I can't think of it though.
I think it's Texas Battle, if I'm not mistaken.
I can't think of it, but yes, that whole thing. He was just they were just like horrible people, and I was ready for I was waiting for death to come and get these people. But
Yeah,
yes, second movie definitely everybody. Which after a while, everybody was like, "Let's work together. Let's stick together. We all gonna all be together. We gonna hang out together. We gonna tackle this thing. This take teamwork."
yeah, that's him. Texas Battle, that's his name.
Okay, I was just like, I can't think of what his name is, but
Look like he date white girls, but
in that damn movie, he sure did. Or maybe it was just I don't know. But he got on my nerves in part 3, y'all. That's what I didn't care about none of the people in part 3. But I watch it because the Final Destination deaths are always something else. So I'm gonna watch the foolishness anyway. Part 4 is the one probably I like the least. And I might do like my ranking of the movies and like do like a short video of my of ranking all the Final Destination movies, just to, do a little something fun. But 4 is probably like,
that was the 3D one, man.
I thought 5 was the 3D one.
No, 5 was the wraparound.
But the way if you watch 5,
they did
now,
have 3D. They both had 3D. Oh my God, 3D
yes,
was getting like that.
yes,
That's
5
why
was
he
definitely
was
3D.
trash. It was only one. It was only one franchise that I ever watched in 3D, and I was like, "Oh, this is what 3D is made for." And that was Transformers.
Avatar was for me. If you were Avatar in 3D was what 3D was made
I
for.
ain't like Avatar.
I like Avatar. Avatar in 3D was fire though. I
Avatar,
really felt like I was in Pandora.
that shit was like Last of the Mohicans in space. I'm good.
But don't do that. Don't do that. I'll be watching the movies. I like Avatar. Them long ass movies. But
That shit was.
but yes, I did the only thing that stood out in the Final Destination 5 to me was the bridge scene and the wraparound is what kind of saved it for me.
Yeah, because I wasn't digging that either until I realized it was a sneaky prequel. But me and I forgot who I was with. We was in there like these phones old as fuck.
I know if you think about it, because we weren't paying attention to like the cars and the type of phones they were using. We were just concerned with like who was gonna die and next and how they were gonna get it. So we weren't even thinking about what time period they were in until they did that wraparound, which was unique because we actually it took us back to that plane scene that the first crew got off of. It put us right back on there, and whereas the first movie they I think his name was Alex, got everybody off the plane. We saw the ones that had to stay.
But it makes sense that it makes a lot of sense now, especially knowing about Bloodworth and how he's pretty much in one of these Final Destination cycles. It's just that he's protected because his person's in the cabin this whole time. So that whole time, but like, so when he tells the crew from part 5, you can kill somebody else and take their life, he doesn't tell anybody else that from parts 1 through 4. He don't give part 1 people nothing to work with. On part 2, he gives them the new life explanation. So he gives both explanations in the series, but it makes sense that he doesn't tell anybody else the you can kill somebody else thing. Like, if you think about it in the time span, he would see the result of that from part 5 and know not to tell any other people who come looking for answers this bullshit as a solution, because they'll do it. Like, it made sense to me, like with the way they wrapped up, even with part 6, the way that it wrapped around to the other movies through Bloodworth, it made the advice that he gave along the way make more sense. as the crew, as different groups went on, because I always wondered, like, if that was a prequel, then why he didn't tell nobody else they could shoot somebody and get their life? And like, what happens if you like kill a baby though? They put that in the movie too.
Mm-hmm.
You remember Bobby and Eric was thinking about it?
They was. They was like, I don't know, but I don't know.
Oh my
God! Might work. But they was thinking about it. They was kind of thinking about it. But y'all, let us know what your rating overall was for Final Destination Bloodlines. How did you feel about it, and where does it rank for you in the tier of the Final Destination franchise? And would you be here for a 7th movie? Would you be here if they keep going? Now, knowing that we know Tony Todd will not be a part of the franchise anymore, or do you think they're just getting ridiculous? Would y'all be here for another?
This is Friday the 13th. It's a new Friday. They're gonna keep making these. They had a break for Friday the 13th too, and they came right back.
And I love Jason, but I'm not ever watching Jason Goes to Space. I'm not doing it.
What? That's actually one of the better ones.
No.
Jason X, what is it? Number 2?
I'm just like, why is he even? I'm not doing this with Jason Voorhees.
I mean, it looked like a sci-fi B movie, like a sci-fi channel movie, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It looked cheap, but it wasn't bad.
I'm not playing with Jason in space. Y'all got it, but y'all know I love Jason. But y'all let us know how you feel about Final Destination Bloodlines. Stay tuned on the channel. The Last of Us, Handmaid's Tale, Godfather of Harlem. We will be covering Ironheart when that comes out. Fantastic Four. I Know What You Did Last Summer. These are all on my list of movies. Plus, I'm going to start dropping y'all some old school, some throwback recommendations on the channel with, of course, some pizza recommendations. So we can have dinner and a movie. But we will catch y'all in the next one. Make sure you hit like and subscribe.
Well, imagine as I'm pacing the pews in a church corridor, and I can't help but to hear. No, I can't help but to hear.
Thank you.
Thank you. What a beautiful wedding.
Thank you.
Thank you. What a shame. What a shame. Poor groom's bride.
Thank you.
I mean, we haven't you people ever heard of closing a goddamn door? No, it's much better to face these kinds of things with a sense of voice and rationality. Haven't you people ever heard of
Thank you.